Read that one for school. This one was not university curriculum. And the guy was like a TV, I don't know. Yeah, the author admittedly isn't super established, but it's a really good book. Really good book. History of, you know, Morgans, Rothschilds, and the banking families and all their spin-offs. This one is outstanding. It's a landmark book, but if you're not really in the know, you never heard of it. And it's not the kind of stuff that they you know, wouldn't be real popular stuff in today's age. But this one I couldn't recommend more. Order it online. Get your hands on this copy. It's outstanding. Explains a lot. Now, this one is written by industry folks. Joshua Lederberg held some kind of position as you know, I don't know, biological weapons consulate to the government, such and such. So it's a whole lot of smoke and mirrors, but if you understand how to read between the lines, it'll illuminate some things. Do I have anything? Let's see. Oh, look at this. Talking about lyophilization of germs to withstand, you know, the elements. I was going to keep commentary to a minimum, but for example, how the our government, our military, has 3 different strains of salmonella on the shelf, ready to go. At least 3 different strains weaponized. One of those is chlorine resistant. Ask yourself why. This book will, you know, not illuminate everything, but it's a good start for those who want to understand the subject. Now, this book is really good. This book, I believe, actually tells you what I just told you. Let's see. That there's a really good page where they kind of summarize some of this stuff, but I'm probably not going to find it in time. They start off with a story about Eric Olson, the LSD experiments. Oh, well, here we go. Look, check this out. Here's a screenshot for you. You know, this freaking GoPro does not do very good up close. In 2004, the U.S. Armory of Weaponized Biological Agents consisted of 19 bacteria, 43 viruses, 14 toxins. Their use remains outlawed underneath the Geneva Protocol, blah, 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 blah. And they tell you some of the places where they're stored, one being Nellis Air Force Base, which might be confusing to some people, but that's one of the biggest repositories of weaponized germs in this country. So, you know, I know I talk about a lot of things, and I mention a lot of things, and I randomly just, you know, whip out and talk about and mention things like MK Ultra, and I might have made a couple references to Fort Detrick and stuff. I'm very, very grounded in these matters. I probably already said too much, but in the other videos, you know, I don't explain a whole lot, so I just want folks to know where I'm coming from. This is all kind of ABC stuff to me now. This book is really, really good. This book is on outsourcing of intelligence, of course, so it covers a lot of the contractors who work for the government, who do all sorts of dirty work, including biological warfare, including, mercenaries for hire, and including, rounding it off, some more mundane things, ways that they help the government with just logistics, networks, satellites, whatever. Booz Allen Hamilton, the former SAIC, which is now Leidos. All these companies, by the way, are located around where I live, between Baltimore and Washington. A lot of them are nestled Northern Virginia, the I-270 corridor, and around Baltimore, you have a few off Route 29, like Leidos, and you have a lot stationed around Aberdeen, of course. By the way, proving grounds are another place where they may not store a lot of biological agents, but they definitely test them. Back in the day, what was it? There was there was a proving ground in Utah. It's been a while, where they tested a lot of this stuff, and it's pretty cynical, but they used a lot of volunteers and other folks who, whatever. Moving on. Now, this book may strike some as so look at the subtitles there. Again, this guy may not be the most reputable guy to some people, but it's a very good book. It's a very good book. He ties a lot of things together. As you can see, I mean, right there, it just spells it out. Not one of my top books, but it's certainly a worthy book, and for those unfamiliar with the matter, it's a good place to start. Now, here I have a real classic. This one some people may be familiar with. Mr. Gary Webb, who worked for the San Jose Mercury, who blew the lid on as you can see, the CIA, the Contras, the confluence there, how the government basically brought in a crap ton of cocaine in the 80s, working with the mafia, and how that a lot of that cocaine ended up on our streets and had a lot of our citizens strung out. What Mr. Webb didn't illuminate was the Mena, Arkansas connection that loosely involves Bill Clinton and the importation of tons and tons of cocaine to the Mena, Arkansas airport. What was the pilot's name? Terry. Jesus, it's been a while. There was a pilot who made an expose. His name was Terry. Shoot, I'm sorry, it's been a while. You'll have to look it up. If you look up Mena, Arkansas, and Terry and pilot, you'll get a lot. You'll get what you need. Barry Seal, of course, is one of the main people in that story, flying the Hasselhoff plane. That's a classic story. There's a lot of material on that, and of course they made a movie. Surprisingly enough, starring Tom Cruise, fairly recently, called Kill the Messenger. Jeez, I'm up to 9 minutes already. Steve Coll has written 2 books on things that center around 9/11 in Afghanistan. Here's one. This is a lot of history, but it's really good history because a lot of folks don't know much about the Bin Ladens, about how they were really a huge construction company, which is kind of how they were awarded contracts for work in Afghanistan and elsewhere. Folks, don't know anything. A lot of folks don't know anything about our coziness with them preceding 9/11. About how the Bushes were friends with the Bin Ladens, and how the Bushes and Kissinger, probably to this day, well, Kissinger just croaked finally, and thank goodness, but how those folks were friends with them and owned stock in the Bin Laden construction company. This book is really, really good. This book is really, really good. Now, unfortunately, as you can see in the title, he gives a lot of background and basically stops at 2001. Now, that's for obvious reasons. The guy wants to keep writing, doesn't want to be, hung out on a limb and hung out to dry and rendered obsolete. But Steve Coll did some really good work with these books here. And to round things off, this is a very thick book on basically the NSA and how they you know, aren't really doing what their mission aren't really following their mission anymore, and ended up just spying on us. Of course, now this is all obsolete, and the people who are spying on us, of course, are Google and Facebook and etc., etc. Geez, hopefully I don't post this video, but if I do, these books will give you a good introduction into a lot of things that I kind of make vague allusions to. I just wanted folks to know I'm really serious about what I do. I'm really serious about what I study. I'm really serious about the things that I talk about, even the things that I just mentioned casually. But I'm up to 11.5 minutes, so I gotta go, and I'll see you guys on the next one.